You've probably heard the saying, success leaves clues. And it's true. There are books, podcasts, YouTube channels, mentors, step-by-step courses, and real-life stories all around you. These are tools, resources, proven roadmaps. But here's what most people don't want to admit, is that none of that matters if you don't do the work. You can binge motivational videos for hours. You can highlight every line in a self-help book. You can take notes at every seminar, sign up for every free guide, and follow every influencer. But if you don't take action, you're just pretending. You're consuming instead of creating. You're learning instead of living. There's a trap that a lot of people fall into, and it feels productive. They're constantly studying, watching, planning. They say things like, I'm getting ready, or I'll start when I finish this course. But truthfully, they're hiding behind preparation, hiding behind fear. But let me tell you, you don't need more information, you need more action. You already know what to do. You've heard the message 100 times. Wake up earlier, take care of your health, focus, work on your craft, be consistent. You know this, but are you doing it? That's the difference between people who talk about success and people who actually achieve it. It's execution, effort, and reps. The truth is, no one's coming to save you. No mentor, no video, no perfect program will make up for a lack of discipline. Yes, success leaves clues, but you still have to follow them. And that means getting your hands dirty. It means staying committed when the excitement wears off. It means pushing through when the results don't come fast enough. You want a better body? The gym is right there, but you've got to show up. You want to build a business? The tools exist, but you've got to hustle. You want peace of mind? The habits are proven, but you've got to practice them daily. There's no shortcut. There's no secret. There's just the work. And here's the good news. You can start flawed. You don't have to know everything. You just have to start. Start messy. Start unsure. Start small, but start. And then keep going. Even when it's boring, even when you're tired, even when no one's clapping. Because success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work. Those who show up again and again, even when it's tough. Those who are willing to fail forward, learn, and get back up. So if you're feeling stuck, stop asking for another blueprint. Look at the mirror and ask, am I doing the work? Not thinking about it, not planning it, not talking about it, doing it. This is your reminder. Yes, success leaves clues, and you're smart enough to see them. But more than that, you're strong enough to follow through. No more excuses, no stalling, no more waiting for the right moment. The time is now, the path is yours, but the work is still on you. Why do people wait until the last minute? Why do we do this? The deadline is looming, the clock is ticking, and suddenly we're scrambling to get everything done at the last possible moment. Why do we wait until the pressure is unbearable before taking action? First, understand this. Waiting until the last minute isn't a sign of laziness or incompetence. It's human nature. There are deep psychological reasons behind the habit, and the good news is you can break free from it. One major reason why this happens is the illusion of time. When a deadline is far away, we tell ourselves there's plenty of time to get started. Then we underestimate how long things take, and then we overestimate our future motivation. We think, I'll feel like doing it later. But when later comes, we still don't feel like it. And suddenly we're out of time. Another reason is the adrenaline rush. Some people work best under pressure. The ticking clock forces them into hyperfocus, and they produce results fast. But this isn't sustainable. It creates unnecessary stress and it lowers the quality of work. Then there's perfectionism. Ironically, perfectionists often procrastinate the most. They fear starting because they worry it won't be good enough. So instead of tackling the task bit by bit, they avoid it altogether until they have no choice. And finally, distractions play a huge role. Think of social media, TV, endless scrolling. They all provide instant gratification, while real work requires effort. Our brains seek out what feels good now rather than what benefits us in the long run. So if you struggle with last-minute habits, know this: you're not alone. Studies show that around 20% of people identify as chronic procrastinators, and almost everyone has moments of putting things off. Your brain is wired to avoid discomfort. It prioritizes what feels easy, not necessarily what's important. But normal doesn't mean good. Procrastination steals your peace of mind. It turns what could be a steady, controlled effort into a frantic, stressful mess. It eats away at your confidence and makes you doubt yourself. The great news is you can overcome it. Let me give you the steps. First, start small. The hardest part of any task is getting started, so make the first step ridiculously easy. Need to write a paper? Just open a blank document and type one sentence. Need to clean the house? Start with one corner of a room. Action creates momentum. Number 2 is you can set some fake deadlines. If you always wait until the last minute, trick yourself by setting an earlier deadline. Tell yourself it's due 2 days before the real due date. The mind responds to urgency, so create it artificially. Number 3 is use the 5-minute rule. If you feel resistance towards a task, commit to working on it for just 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you'll usually want to keep going. Number 4 is make it fun. Find ways to enjoy the process. Play music while working, set small rewards, or make a game of it. The more pleasant something feels, the less you'll avoid it. Number 5 is visualize the outcome. Imagine how good it will feel to have the task done. Instead of focusing on the struggle of starting, focus on the relief and pride of finishing. And finally, number 6 is hold yourself accountable. Tell someone your goal. Accountability makes it harder to back out. If you say, I'll have this done by Friday, you're more likely to follow through. Procrastination is a habit. It's not a life sentence. The same way you've trained yourself to work under pressure, you can train yourself to work ahead of schedule. The next time you catch yourself putting things off, ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? And then take it. Because when you stop waiting for the last minute, you start taking control of your future. And that's where success begins. You've been through the fire. You've felt the weight of the world pressing down on you. You've had moments where getting out of bed felt like it was an achievement. And maybe right now you don't see the way forward. But what you need to understand is you are not powerless. Yes, life has thrown obstacles your way. Yes, some of it wasn't fair. But waiting for the world to change in your favor, well, that's not the answer. Because you are stronger than you think. And right now, at this moment, you have the power to choose. You can let your circumstances hold you down, or you can rise up. You can keep waiting for the perfect conditions, or you can start where you are. You can keep telling yourself you're stuck, or you can take one small step forward right now. Everyone has had to overcome something. Your circumstances, although very painful, are not unique. And in fact, there are plenty of success stories of people who've overcome much worse than where you are right now. You may feel like you're being singled out or even punished in some ways. Believe me, I've been there too. Like, why does this keep happening to me? Or why can't I catch a break? But the truth is, things don't change until you do. We've all heard it, and I've said it before. If you want more, you have to do more. And if you want things to change, then you have to change. You don't need to be fearless. You don't even need to be confident. You just need to make a decision that today is the day you stop surrendering your power to everything that's happened to you and start taking it back. Struggle is not your enemy. Struggle is your training ground. Every time you push through, every time you refuse to quit, and every time you silence that voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, you get stronger. You've survived your worst days. That means you're built for this. So no more waiting. No more hoping someone else saves you. No more thinking you're too broken to change. The past is done. Whatever happens next is up to you. You don't need to know every step of the way. You just need to take the first one. Maybe that's getting out of bed and deciding that today will be different. Maybe it's choosing to fight back against that negative voice in your head. Maybe it's finally refusing to believe the lie that you're stuck where you are. Whatever it is, choose now. Because you're not hopeless. You're not defeated. You're rising. And one day you'll look back on this moment, the moment you took back control, and realize it was the turning point. The day when everything changed. There comes a time when we're faced with a choice: to take a stand or to remain silent, to hold firm or to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others. This choice defines who we are and what we value. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. What does it mean to stand for something? It means living in alignment with your core values. It means having principles that guide your actions, even when the world is pressuring you to compromise. It's about conviction, knowing what you believe in, and being unshakable in the face of opposition. History is full of people who stood for something. Martin Luther King stood for equality and justice. Rosa Parks believed in dignity and fairness. These were individuals who could have chosen the easier path of silence and compliance, but instead they stood tall. And because they did, they changed the course of history. But this isn't about famous names and grand gestures. It's about you and me. Every day we face moments that test our resolve. Moments when we're asked to compromise our values for convenience, approval, or comfort. Maybe it's standing up for someone who's been mistreated. Maybe it's saying no to an opportunity that doesn't align with your integrity. Or maybe it's simply having the courage to pursue your dreams even when others don't believe in them. Standing for something doesn't mean the road will be easy. In fact, it's the opposite. It takes courage to hold firm when others are telling you to let go. It takes strength to remain grounded when life feels like a storm. But the reward is always worth it. Because when you stand for something, you stand taller. You build self-respect. You inspire others to find their own courage. See, when you go through life without a clear set of values or beliefs, you become like a ship without an anchor, drifting wherever the tide takes you. You start chasing approval instead of purpose, conforming to what others expect instead of defining your own path. The world doesn't need more people who follow the crowd. It needs people who stand out, people who are willing to step up, even when it's uncomfortable. The first step is knowing what you believe in. Take some time to reflect on your values, your goals, and the person you want to be. Write it down. Make it real. Then live with those values every day. Let them guide your decisions. But be prepared to face challenges. Not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will understand. And that's okay. Standing for something isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about staying true to yourself. Remember that standing for something doesn't mean you can't grow or change. Your values may evolve as you gain new experiences and perspectives. What matters is that you're intentional about who you are and what you stand for. So take a stand. Take a stand for your values, for your dreams, for the person you want to become. Because if you don't, the world will decide for you. And trust me, that's a far greater loss. Life doesn't go as planned. That's not a possibility, it's a guarantee. You'll face setbacks, challenges, and moments where everything you've worked for seems to crumble. But the measure of a person isn't found in what they avoid. It's found in how they adapt when those obstacles arise. When the path gets blocked, when the plan you spent months or even years pursuing suddenly collapses, what do? Too many people see these moments as the end. They stop, they quit, and they settle. But not you, not today. Today, I'm here to remind you that success isn't a straight line. It's about adjusting your approach and finding a way forward. See, adapting doesn't mean giving up on your goal. It means looking at the situation differently. If the front door is locked, try the back door. If the back door is locked, climb through a window. If there's no window, well then build one. You're not here to be stopped. You're here to figure it out no matter what. The greatest minds, the strongest athletes, the most accomplished leaders, they weren't handed their victories. They hit walls too. What made them different was their refusal to quit. See, when plan A didn't work, they moved to plan B. And if plan B didn't work, they found plan C, plan D, or even plan Z. But stopping, that was never an option. I want you to reflect for a moment. Are you holding too tightly to how things should have gone? Are you so focused on the original plan that you're missing the new opportunities in front of you? Sometimes life's detours aren't punishments. They're redirections. They're life's way of telling you to change your approach, to try something different, to grow. Adapting isn't just about strategy. It's about mindset. You have to believe in your ability to overcome, to navigate, and to adjust. It's not easy. Your mind will want to complain, to say, this isn't fair, or I didn't sign up for this. But fairness has nothing to do with the process. Success is about persistence, grit, and the willingness to get back up again and again. Remember, setbacks are temporary. They're not the defining moments of your life unless you let them. Regroup, recharge, reevaluate, but don't stop. Don't let the fear of trying something new or the frustration of not being where you thought you'd be keep you from moving forward. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every closed door forces you to look for an open one. Every time you're forced to adjust, you're building resilience, strength, and creativity. And those qualities will serve you far beyond the challenge you're facing right now. You have everything you need to make it through. The power to adjust is within you. Take a deep breath. Step back. Look at the challenge from another angle. The dream isn't gone. The road just looks a little different now. When life throws you a curveball, don't quit. Don't let frustration or fear convince you that it's over. Adapt, adjust, and keep going. The goal is still waiting for you. It's just asking you to find another way to reach it. This is your moment to prove to yourself and the world that you are unshakable. Not because life is easy, but because you refuse to give up. Reevaluate, regroup, and most importantly, keep moving forward. You've got this. If you want success, it starts with you, and it starts with self-respect. If you want to feel confident, strong, and capable, well, that's self-respect. Without it, nothing else holds. Self-respect is not arrogance. It's not thinking you're better than anyone else. And it's not about being perfect. Self-respect is knowing your worth without needing anyone else to validate it. It's the quiet confidence that comes from living according to your values, keeping your promises to yourself and holding yourself to a higher standard. Self-respect is the way you talk to yourself, the boundaries you set, and the standards you hold yourself to. It's knowing when to say no and understanding that you deserve to be treated with kindness. By others, yes, but most importantly, by yourself. Self-respect isn't about achieving perfection. You'll make mistakes and that's okay. Self-respect means learning from those mistakes without tearing yourself down. It's not about pleasing everyone. If you live for the approval of others, you'll die by their rejection. Respect yourself enough to do what's right for you, even if everyone else doesn't understand. And it's not about never failing, because failure doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. Every time you get back up, you build a little more respect for yourself. Now let's talk about how to build it. Because self-respect isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn day by day. First, keep the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're gonna wake up at 6 a.m., do it. If you tell yourself you'll work out 3 times this week, follow through. Your self-respect grows every time your actions align with your intentions. Number 2, set boundaries and stick to them. When you respect yourself, you won't allow other people to treat you poorly or cross lines you've drawn. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're essential for protecting your peace and mental well-being. Number 3, speak kindly to yourself. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. Start building the habit of encouragement, even when things go wrong. The 4th step is take responsibility. When you take ownership of your life, your actions, your habits, and your mindset, you stop making excuses and start building a life you're proud of. That's where self-respect is born. And finally, number 5, celebrate progress, not perfection. It's easy to beat yourself up when things don't go exactly as planned. But self-respect means recognizing your growth, even if you're not where you want to be yet. So there you have it. If you respect yourself, you'll naturally make better decisions. You'll treat your body better, you'll protect your time, and you'll set goals that challenge you instead of limiting you. When you respect yourself, you don't settle, not in relationships, not in your career, and not in your personal life. Self-respect is what makes you say, I deserve better. It's what gives you the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you and pursue what does. It's what allows you to look in the mirror day after day and feel proud of the person looking back. You see, the more you respect yourself, the less you need validation from anyone else. You You stop chasing approval because you know your value isn't up for negotiation. You start living on your own terms, and that's where freedom is found. Start small, make one promise to yourself and keep it. Set one boundary and honor it. Change the way you speak to yourself, even just a little. With every small act of self-respect, you become stronger, more confident, and more unstoppable. It's important because your biggest relationship is the one you have with yourself. So treat it with care, nurture it, and protect it. Everything else in your life will rise to the level of the respect you have for yourself. Once you build self-respect, you become unstoppable. You'll walk through life with a quiet strength, knowing that no matter what happens, you've got your own back. And that's the kind of power no one can take away from you. Change is funny, isn't it? I mean, it's always happening around us, whether we like it or not. The seasons shift from summer's warmth to winter's chill. We see it in our careers, our relationships, or even in the world itself. Change is everywhere. And yet, despite how normal it is, many of us fear it. We cling to the familiar, to what we know because it feels safe. But the truth is, change isn't just inevitable, it's necessary. If we learn to embrace it, we don't just survive it, we thrive. Everything in life changes. Nature doesn't stay stagnant. There's a constant cycle of growth, death, and then rebirth. The trees shed their leaves only to bloom again in the spring. The ocean ebbs and flows with the tides. It's a natural part of life. And just like nature, we're meant to evolve, to adapt, and to grow. But so often we resist. Why? Because change is uncomfortable. It forces us to step outside of our comfort zones and to face the unknown. It challenges us to let go of what we've always known in order to become something greater. And that, for many, can be scary. But without change, there's no growth. If we never allow ourselves to step into the discomfort, we'll stay stuck. And staying stuck might feel safe for a while, but over time, we end up falling behind. We miss out on opportunities, on possibilities, on the chance to become more than what we are right now. While the rest of the world moves forward, we're left behind. Think about the times in your life when you faced change. Maybe it was an external change, like a new job, or moving to a new place, or the end of a relationship. Or maybe it was an internal shift, deciding to break an old habit, start a new one, or change your mindset. At first, it probably felt difficult, maybe even overwhelming. But after a while, once you got through the initial discomfort, didn't you come out stronger? Didn't you find yourself better equipped to handle whatever life threw your way? Change is like that. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And the best part? When you learn to embrace change, not just react to it, but you take control of your life. You stop waiting for your life to happen to you, and you start making conscious choices about who you want to become. Yes, change will happen whether we want it or not. But when we take ownership of that change, when we decide to grow with it, to use it as a tool for transformation, something amazing happens. We don't just keep up with life, we get ahead of it. We become the architects of our own futures, shaping our lives into something greater than we've ever imagined. So don't fear change. Don't shy away from the discomfort it brings. Instead, lean into it, embrace it. Know that every shift, every challenge, every unknown is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to become more. Change is constant, it's inevitable, but it's also a gift. And when you stop fearing it and start embracing it, that's when you truly unlock your potential. Life is changing all around you. The question is, will you change with it?